Yo, it's DJ Basha, Unity Radio, the real sound of the city right now with Ajet2F. What's going on, G? You good, yeah?
Yo, I'm good, man. Ready for this interview, man.
Man's steady. I can see you've got the whole setup there. You got the microphone. You're looking better than me, bro. It looks like you're about to do some Twitch streaming or like some gaming content or something like that.
Yeah, man. I had to be ready, bro. I had to be ready. I had to have the little mic here, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
Man,
man.
you've pulled up professional, and I rate that. I respect that a lot.
Nah, I
And for
appreciate
such
it.
a young artist in the game to be pulling up so professionally, I rate it highly. How old are you now, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
18. So I
18.
know that you was on the under 18's Black Box Cypher, wasn't you?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Talk us through that experience. How was that being on the under 18 Cypher?
No, it was proper good. It was interesting. That kind of the opportunity came through me doing like my own social media freestyles and stuff and getting noticed through that. And yeah, so this was the 2021 Cypher. So I was 16 or 17 at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was a proper good experience, man. I feel like it's like a bunch of rappers coming together, all rapping, all just kind of like bringing energy. Like it was proper good time. And
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like with our cipher as well, just the vibe was set so correct. Like everyone on the cipher, we were all in like a group chat before. We just kind of like got to know each other and things like that. We were writing over FaceTime, think like all that sort of stuff, and we were writing back to backs. Obviously it was like COVID as well, so it was like that sort of time.
Everyone
Um,
had time then, didn't they? Everyone was, you know what I mean? Everyone was at
yeah,
home chilling, so everyone was able to write. Yeah, it makes sense, man.
yeah, for sure, man. And even when we got there, like me and a couple others got there early. I think it was BCK and Nerds. I just got my speaker out and we just started spitting. And then every time people were coming in, we just carried on spitting. Everyone like learned each other's bars and stuff. And that's one thing that people noticed from the cipher, from the video. Like everyone kind of knew the lyrics and stuff. So it was a proper good time, man.
Yeah, man. Well, can you talk us through the whole experience so that, the listeners can understand, like, because this is something that sort of give you that leverage and that boost to where you are today. So
Mm.
how did it start? Did they reach out to you from seeing you, did you say freestyles and then they bring you in and just tell us a little bit about the day and how it went down?
So they had reached out to me just like off the back of my freestyles and stuff. They had actually reached out to me the year before, but like I kind of went quiet musically and stuff, and then I kind of came back, and then they reached out to me again. So that was really cool. And then yeah, on the day, so we kind of get there, we're just vibing, just practicing our stuff, and then they're all setting up in the room, and then we get in, and it's just like, okay, cool. They play the beat, and you just do your thing in it. And yeah, it was quite funny. Like at the start, we had to kind of like break the ice because obviously it was like the first take.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously, you know how people have like the little intros, like oh Black Box 2021. Like we done that once, and then everyone kind of went quiet, and we were like, no, we have to do it again. So that was quite funny. But yeah, we just kind of got straight into rapping, and it was just good energy the whole time, man. It's
Who
proper good
decides
energy.
who goes on, or is it just natural organic?
Wait, what was that?
Who decide who goes on? Is it just naturally organic, or like is there a set order of who's going to be jumping on the mic, or how does it work?
I think yeah, through us like talking before, we kind of had decided certain things. Like we had come up with the idea of me starting with the whole Die Young freestyle, just because that had like a bit of buzz at the time and stuff, and it was like, okay, cool, we can that can be something to really grab people's attention off the bat. And then like yeah, while we've been like talking and FaceTiming, we're like, oh yeah, I'm jumping on this beat and he's jumping on this beat, and then we just kind of organize it. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Like we had like a structure. It wasn't a thing where people were feeling like, oh, I didn't get to hop on a beat that I wanted to hop on or anything like that. So I think that was proper good about a cipher. And yeah, no, it was good.
Do you think Black Box provides opportunities to sort of like the younger next generation to be able to put them on to, bigger platforms in the music industry?
For sure, like for sure. They definitely provide a lot of value for artists like myself and like the people that they pick. It's a great platform to be on. And yeah, like even if you look at the people from the cipher who are like and what they're doing now, you can see the progression, you can see where the platform has provided opportunities for them. And I think yeah, I'm very grateful for that, and I think it's just like such a sick platform for that reason.
Yeah. Have you kept in touch with any of the other artists that was on the Cypher?
Yeah, I chat to Nerds quite a lot. I chat to BCK sometimes. Who else? Chat to D Puzzle occasionally. So I've kept up with quite a few of them in it, and
Yeah.
of course everyone's kind of like in their different like on their different journeys and stuff like that, you know. So it's proper good to kind of get in touch and be like, okay, cool, how are you doing, or like what's going on with the music and things like that. So yeah, that's proper good.
I think it sort of builds a sort of group and relationship with other artists as well. You know, what you tend to find is, especially with artists at your age, you know what I mean? You're just starting out, you're just creating relationships, building networks. So to be in a cipher with all of these other artists that are just as hungry as you, that have got just as much talent as you, it's a great opportunity to come together, really, isn't it? And then all of you grow, and then potentially in the future could even do collaborations and stuff like that. So yeah, big up Black Box, man. I think that's a great thing that Black Box did. Um, yeah, man. Yeah. Talk to us then about the track that came off the back of the Black Box freestyle, bro.
Oh yeah, so Ride with One. So yeah, that obviously dropped last week. And to be fair, that was actually that freestyle was the reason I even got onto Black Box in the first place. I feel like it was like a big reason. Obviously, like they had seen other things from me, but that Die Young freestyle from like a year and a bit ago, 2 years ago, that I just put on my social media and just like started to gain a lot of traction. That kind of got me onto Black Box, and then I done it on Black Box, and then that
Yeah.
built like more traction. It was just like it was pretty funny how it kind of turned out. But yeah, man, it's oh, it's been a journey from that song because it started off as a freestyle, and obviously to like a freestyle and a song are very different things. Like you have to know how to transition one into the other. But I feel like it came out really well. I'm proper happy with the track, and how it turned out. So yeah.
Yeah, man. And when you say freestyle, the sort of classic freestyle in a sense is off the top of your head. Was it off the top of your head, or was it something that you prepared?
It was something prepared. I feel like I definitely hear that sort of when people say freestyle, they kind of go to off the dome. I think, yeah, I feel like for me, it's more like just being able to kind of do it on the spot sort of thing. And it's like, okay, cool. I'll be writing constantly, like, and then if I'm just able to be like, okay, cool, put on a beat, and then just something comes to my head and I'm able to do it. But I definitely understand kind of like where the difference is between like kind of off the dome freestyles and things that you kind of have prepared and written before. I would love to be able to do freestyles off the dome. I feel like that's a proper sick skill. And that might be something that I kind of develop in the future in it. But yeah, man.
What is your creative process then? Is it you're in a studio, you're at home, you write, you listen to a beat first, you write, then find a beat. So what's the creative process for Ajet2F?
I think for me, I'm still kind of learning it myself as well as I keep creating, but I think it's definitely like find a beat that I like first and then write lyrics afterwards. Just because if you write lyrics first and then that means you might be struggling to find a beat that fits exactly what you're thinking about. Obviously, if you're getting a beat made, it's a bit different because you're able to communicate that. But I definitely like listening to beats first and then finding one and just focusing on let me build around this beat. And yeah, a lot of the stuff that I create, I kind of originally create at home before I then go to the studio. Like there's been so many times I've just been at home, portable speaker, notes page out on my phone. Like that's kind of how I work. So that's been pretty cool. And that's been from like quite a while ago, like from when I was doing kind of the Instagram freestyles, the social media freestyles, just at home, portable speaker, writing ideas, putting it together, and then even like taking videos so I can hear it back myself or taking voice memos. And then now that I'm making songs, it's like cool. I get the idea. Sorry, I get the ideas, and then I head out into the studio, record them, lay them down, make different edits in the studio as well because the vibe will point you in certain directions. And yeah, that's kind of how I'm working now.
Yeah, man, I rate it. I rate it. So, how crucial do you think social media is? You mentioned previously about uploading your freestyles to Instagram, and that's the way that Black Box reached out to you. So,
Mm.
how crucial do you think like TikTok is, Instagram, YouTube? How crucial do you think it is?
I think it's very crucial because at the end of the day it is marketing. And I think half of being an artist is marketing. You can make great music, but if your music's not out there, then it's not gonna have the impact that you want it to have. It's like if I was to make the greatest song ever but not market it properly, it won't get to the people that need to hear it for it to be recognized. So I think it's very, very important to use social media Of course, it is just a tool at the end of the day as well, and it doesn't tell the whole story, and it's not kind of the foundation of someone's career as such. But I think it is very important to use, and I'm very like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm like, I'm grateful to see kind of the effects it's had for myself as well, where it has given me the opportunities, where it has got the right people to see the right things to then give me opportunities to kind of take steps forward. So yeah, I definitely say that.
Yeah, man. And how do you feel about social media dances? You know, you see Russ Millions, you see Tion Wayne, you see a lot of TikTok trends where they'll be doing dances and certain moves so that, people associate them dance moves with their songs. Can you see yourself doing that?
I'm not much of a dancer still, but
You're not a dancer, no?
nah, I'm not much of a dancer, but I definitely like all of that is just like that's strategy. Like it's I can rate any man who gets like a trend going because it's like they've known how to again market their song correctly, and now a dance being associated with a song gets people to listen to the song more, gets people to enjoy the song in a different way because now they know a dance to it, and especially like for example when things come up in parties or in kind of different motives, then a song comes on and everyone's kind of like already knows the dance. It's like it can create a different sort of atmosphere. So yeah, I definitely rate that stuff.
What are some of the strategies then that you've implemented in your music to be able to make it successful?
I think, well, I think I'm kind of really at the start of my career, I'd say, in terms of like I've only Ride of One is my only release that I've done myself, right? Obviously I was on the black box, but I think just showing people what you can do, just putting your talent out there. Like every so often I'll drop like a freestyle just to kind of like show people like, oh yeah, I can write something to this sort of vibe, or I'm like also to remind people that I'm still making music and to remind people I'm still there because obviously if you go for too long, then people start thinking, oh, what's going on? And I definitely had that a bit last year. Um, but yeah, like I feel like I've definitely got room to grow in that and like just to build more strategies. But I just at the end of the day, I'm just showing people what I can do, showing people my ideas, where I'm at, my progression. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment.
Okay. And what are some of the ideas? What are you thinking about doing next? Is it another single release? Is it an album, EP, mixtape?
I think, yeah, I think it'll be another single still. I think I'm at the point where I'm just trying to just learn how to release music, learn how to just create music and learn my sound, learn my sound, learn exactly what I want to be doing, and also like building a fan base as well. Because at the end of the day, I could drop an EP, but then is there the fan base that wants the EP? Is there the fan base that has the desire to like know me a bit deeper and go to that next level in terms of connecting with me as an artist and with my music? So I think, yeah, I think this year is really about just building a fan base, just showing people just what I can do, progression musically, progression just to just make excellent music. That's really what I'm trying to do. So yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I rate that highly, bro, because you can always release a body of music, but are people gonna connect with it in a sense of when you're talking then about a mixtape, are people gonna really consume and take that in if you've not
Mm.
already built up that fan base, whereas singles, you know what I mean, they're something that can be listened to and consumed, to new listeners. So nah, I rate that, man. I rate and respect that you're at that stage right now and you're thinking that way, especially for 18 years old. I highly rate that. What I will say is though, have you got any features because you could be tapping into other artists' fan bases by featuring on their songs or getting them to feature on yours? Can we expect any features from yourself this year?
I think yeah, there's definitely a lot of people I want to work with. One of them being Tino. I think he's just like a great artist. He was on the Black Box Cypher this year, and I just like yeah, he's definitely someone that I want to be working with. And yeah, I think in terms of features, it's a case of just like yeah, just finding people who I can just connect with, finding people who can like maybe the value in the feature might be that we're very different as artists, and so it gives like a different variety of sound, or maybe that's we're very similar and we complement each other in that. And just yeah, man, I'm definitely like up for working with people, and I think this year will be a good time to just like take those steps to build those like relationships as well, and to yeah, just work with people to create excellent music, man.
Sounds good, man. Yeah. And what would you say your sound is then?
I think I would describe myself as a drill rapper musically. Obviously, some people have their things of drill is like something else. I just think of drill straight musically, instrumentally, just based on the beat, the BPM, all these sorts of things. So that's what I would describe myself as. But also, I mean, like as I progress, the sound may just expand. And so now I'm not just doing drill, I'm doing maybe more melodic things or maybe slower things or maybe rapping. And so that's definitely something I want to move forward in. I don't want to like stay boxed, but obviously where I've kind of entered the music scene in this sound, I want to kind of perfect it and then let me branch out and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of what I would say my sound is.
Okay, great. So you mentioned before about the drill sound. Are you saying that that you would consider the drill sound separate to the lyrics to the actual instrumentals? Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, the drill sound is the like instrumental parts of it, right? It's kind of the music. Whereas like you can talk about all sorts of different things on the same beat. And like for me, that would still be the same genre of music. Whereas
Okay.
some people relate the lyrics to the genre of music. And I definitely understand that point of view, but for me, I just look at it purely like instrumentally.
Okay, right, yeah. And what would you say then, is the content of your lyrics? Where do you get the inspiration? Why are the lyrics in the songs the way they are? What is it? Is it your lifestyle? Is it, where do they come from?
I think it's just a case of me just only being able to talk my truth, because at the end of the day, if I was to talk about certain other things that I just like that maybe a lot of other people talk about, I wouldn't be staying true to myself because I don't like relate to those things. And I think that's one thing that's really important. And one thing that I definitely appreciate about drill is that a lot of people talk about their life. And I think for me, if I was to just kind of talk about what I'm hearing, that wouldn't make, I feel like I'll be doing people an injustice in terms of like I'm not being true to myself. Whereas like yeah, the value in other people talking about their lives is that like I'm staying true to myself. You're able to know more about me, and yeah, this is like me being expressed through my music. So yeah, I think it all kind of comes from my life. It comes from just what I experience and my truth.
Okay, great. And I want to know sort of inspirations. Why did you get into music? Who inspired you to actually take up this journey of music?
I think yeah, I think for me, I think my generation, like my kind of year group, or like yeah, my kind of age group is, I feel like I think it's the first where in those key years of you listening to music from like I don't know, getting to secondary school, year seven, like kind of onwards and stuff. I think our thing was drill like the whole time. So we were kind of like raised on that the same way others were raised on grime and then others were raised on rap, things like that. So I think that's quite interesting. I think that fed a lot into the music that I create now, because I was just hearing drill and just like proper like enjoying it, immersing myself in it. Listening to artists like Heady One, KO, all these sorts of people, and that kind of gave me the inspiration to like, cool, let me make drill, but obviously let me talk about my life. Where they're talking about their life, let me talk about my life. So I think yeah, that's definitely an inspiration of mine, and I think in terms of like lyricism, that's one thing I really like appreciate about music. So like Dave and also like KO as well, it's like I appreciate their lyricism a lot, and that's where I got kind of like the inspiration to like kind of really work on like wordplay and like saying things in certain ways, not just saying things plainly as they are, but let me make this something that you can imagine, let me make this something that paints a picture and stuff. So yeah, I definitely, those are definitely definitely my inspirations.
I think you do that quite well in your tracks. I seen an example of that on your Instagram where you had a little meme and then he was about to say the word and then it flipped to your track and said flip. So
Yeah.
that's quite a what I mean, clever way using a marketing tool of a popular meme that people know, as well as incorporating it in sort of like an innuendo in your track. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's got a double
Mm.
meaning. So now I rate that highly because, a lot of artists just think, especially over the drill genre is, they're just talking about crud and talking about this and talking about that. But
Mm.
now I rate it highly, man.
I
Um,
appreciate it,
so
man.
um, so what's the evolution of yourself? You've talked that you'd like to do a little bit of melodic. Can we expect you on auto tune wavy tracks?
I mean, potentially, like it's a thing where just it's the progress will come when it comes in it. It's a case of I'm just in the studio now, just making music, learning how to create, learning what I want to be doing, and that's definitely something that's come up as like yeah, like in the future that might be something that I involve myself in. So yeah, man, you could be seeing me on some melodic stuff in the future for sure.
Sounds good. What you find with a lot of artists, especially now, 2023, a lot of artists want to be able to have the full they like to oversee the whole creation of music in terms of creating the beat, mix and mastering, recording, doing the whole engineering and and start to finish process, being a part of the promotion, being a part of everything. You see it a lot, for example, French the Kid, he's actually producing his own beats that he's then rapping over and engineering.
Mm.
Is that something that you may see yourself doing, or is that something that you'd rather leave to industry professionals in that field?
I think it's a proper like sick thing to do. Like I definitely rate French for doing that. It's kind of like you have the control, and where you have like your vision for your music, you're able to bring that fully to life in like in terms of I'm able to control that. I think at the moment I'm finding I'm still developing as a rapper. So to you know what I'm saying, all these other things is another skill to learn. And I think I would definitely learn it. And it might be slowly but surely, it might be a bit later on. But yeah, it's all like it's definitely something I would want to do in the future. Definitely be able to just bring my entire vision of my song into reality through like having the skill to be able to do so. But also I definitely appreciate the people I'm working with now. Like I'm working with a producer called Zeno Millie. Like he's proper sick. It's kind of like cool. Now I'm working with people who have their skills in those areas. And I definitely appreciate working with people like that. So yeah, that's definitely something that would be great for the future though.
Sounds good, man. So where did the name come from, Ajet2F? What does that represent? What does that mean?
So yeah, a jet is like my kind of nickname, last name sort of thing that I just like as I was growing up in school, like I was getting called a jet. Like it was just like a nickname sort of thing. And then 2F stands for like to fly, like and just kind of focusing on just like flight, just ascension, just leveling up, and all these sorts of things. And I think obviously a jet
Yeah, a
to fly,
jet
just
flying off.
yeah, literally, it just all kind of like came together really nicely, and I think that's yeah, I'm proper happy about that, and I think also 2F being like a brand of mine as well, I'm able to like make that like my brand like 2F, and it's a thing that like a lot of people like will associate with me now. Like some people will come up to me and be like, "I 2F," like you know what I'm saying. So I think it's yeah, I'm proper happy with how the name came out.
So that could be a natural progression into maybe some merchandise or, a clothing line, 2F clothing, where it actually your artist name, but the evolution can branch out and be a 2F clothing brand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
no, I rate that highly. So after the Black Box Cypher, did it then give you any opportunities to perform live?
Um, I actually hadn't performed live till like last week, to be honest. Last week I'd had like a launch party, and I kind of threw it as kind of like a thing to kind of bring people together who had been waiting for the song and bring together my peoples and stuff. And that was kind of like my first time really performing live. I think the opportunities probably would have come. I think after Black Box wasn't actually the right time for me to really take music fully on because of just different things in my life. I was still doing A levels, and also like I feel like I had to prepare myself to step into the industry because it is a big thing to be in there, and it is like a totally different environment, and you kind of have to be ready for certain things. And I feel like taking kind of after Black Box till kind of this year to kind of prepare myself has really been helpful to get the team around me that I have now with Josh and Dan. um to also make great connections, to also kind of prepare myself as a person as well. And yeah, so if I had taken music proper serious from straight after Black Box and gone straight into the industry in that sense, then the opportunities would have probably come. Like I could definitely see that happening. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the reason why I mentioned it is because I did see it on your social media, the live performance. Considering it was your first one, how do you feel it went?
I feel like it was so sick. Like there was so much energy there from the crowd. I also like learned how to perform there as well. It's kind of weird because there's way more to performance than just rapping. Like you have to kind of move
Yeah,
around, you have to engage, you have to bring the energy so that you can like reciprocate that from the crowd. And I think it was just a really great time of me learning that, but also I feel like it was very successful as well. And yeah, like just seeing like Ride One perform live for the first time, it was a proper experience. So yeah, man.
I can see a lot of progression and leveling up from yourself this year, considering you've just released your first hit single, and then also um, doing the live performance, man. And I can see, when you just explained to me then saying that there's more to it than just rapping, I'm glad that you've been able to understand and identify that
Yeah.
from the first performance. If you're doing it from the first performance, I'm sure that you'll be levels ahead by the end of this year. So let's just touch on this year. What are you hoping to achieve this year? What are you hoping to, get out of music, the industry? What can we expect from yourself?
Yeah, like even as I said before, I think it's a year of building the fan base. It's a year of just showing progression, showing what I can produce as an artist. I'm really just aiming for this excellence, like every song to just be excellent quality that everyone listens to and they're like, cool, this is sick, like this is proper music, this is proper good. So yeah, like that's definitely my goal for this year. Of course there's things like breakthrough artist of the year and Mobo's GRM Rated Awards, all these sorts of things, like
We're going to see
those
you
would be
at
amazing.
Polos.
uh
We're going to see you at
yeah,
Polos.
I mean, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Like that would definitely be, that would be such a blessing and an amazing thing to achieve this year. And also to just like be kind of the product of all the work we're putting in. And I definitely want to, this year really focus on consistency, just consistency in releasing music and for the consistency in the quality of the music as well. To not just be throwing music out there that I don't think is up to standard, but to be putting music out there that I'm like, yeah, this is, you know what I'm saying? This is good quality. This is worth putting out. And I also just want this to be a year of progression, like that every song is better. And I'm so grateful for kind of what I've been able to produce in the studio while I've been working, that I'm able to confidently say like, yeah, this is better than Ride with One. Like there's progression. Like, it's not Ride with One's the peak of my career and then now I can't produce music that's better, because that would be a tough situation. But there's like plenty more music just stored up, ready for just to just show like the levels basically. So yeah, man.
So you've been in the music industry now for a couple of years, took it seriously since, 12 months, would you say that you've been taking it sort of?
I really think less than that. I think after Black Box, there was an opportunity to take it serious, but I think there was a lot of growth and preparation needed in order for me to do that. I think really since like the start of the rollout for Ride of One is kind of when I'm like, okay, cool, like this is serious and okay, cool. Now let me be like on top of everything. So that's kind of what I would say. But also, I've been making music for a while. Like, I've just been creating music for years now. So yeah, man.
You've had a lot of experience. So what would you say then to maybe somebody that doesn't have any experience in the music industry? What advice would you give to the younger generation that are coming through now? They may be a lot younger than yourself and want to start, making music and rapping. What advice would you give to them?
I think like, yeah, even as I was saying before, just really just speak your truth. Like one thing I was really learning is like I could be hearing a lot of stuff and I could be tempted to feel like, oh yeah, I have to talk about this stuff because that's what I'm hearing, or that's what like these other artists that I look up to are talking about. But at the end of the day, you speak your own life better than anyone else can. And I think that's one thing that's like very valuable. And I think it also gives you your kind of unique selling point in terms of that like your content is about you and no one else is you, if that makes sense. So yeah, I definitely say that. I'd also say just really like strive for like excellence in all that, in everything that you're doing, like with your quality of music, even if like you're getting feedback from other people. Like that's one thing that I had to do a lot. It's just like if I made something, like I'll show my brethren, show my friends, and also one of my friends that is not just gonna be like, oh yeah, yes, this is cold. Like I have people around me where it's like, cool, if there is things that could be better, they'll tell me because they know that that's more valuable than them just being like, oh yeah, that's cold, if that makes sense. So get those people around you which you can really like feedback off of. And also just like, yeah, like research as well, like listen to a lot of music, take it in, see what you like about certain artists and what certain artists do well, what certain artists don't do as well, because not everyone does everything perfectly and you're able to really learn from that. But yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, man. And then finally, dream collaboration. Who would be a dream collab? We'll start with the UK and then we'll go to the US.
I haven't really thought of this a lot. I think, okay, cool. I think one thing for me, I think a collab with Heady would be sick. I think in terms of like, he's probably the person I listen to the most and the person I have listened to the most since I've kind of got into music, which is actually a crazy thing to say because you'd think like, oh, one of the like people over in America and all these sorts of things. But no, I definitely like a collab with Heady would be sick. And overseas, like further out than that. I don't even know. I feel like Roddy Rich would make sense. I feel like that would be sick. I feel like Sleepy Hollow would be sick as well. I feel like I don't know, like I feel like Drake's a very obvious, like a
Yeah.
very obvious thing. But I'm even like, I don't know, I feel like when I think of features, I just really think about how it would turn out and things like that. But I feel like Drake could be good as well. But yeah, I guess those would be like my dream collabs in that sense.
Yeah, say no more. All right. Well, thank you very much for chatting with myself today. Where can we find you, bro? Where's all your socials? Like your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube. Where can we stream your music? Let us know all the social links, man.
So everything, everything's at Ajet2F, AJET2F. Same with Spotify, same with Apple Music, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, like everything's at Ajet2F. I also have a Discord server as well called the 2F Discord server, and the links will be, all in my bios and all that sort of stuff. And that's like a great place for like just my community and building a community. And yeah, man, that's kind of where you can find me really.
Yeah. What do you do on Discord then? Do you sort of have like a group of people that all talk about music? Or because I use Discord, but I'm a gamer, so I use that for chatting to friends when I'm gaming. Like, what do you use
Yeah, yeah.
Discord for?
It's really everything. We're really looking to like build it up and really just have it as like a place for all sorts of different types of people, like gamers and music people, and like a great space for networking as well. A great space for also like me to keep people updated with kind of exclusive content as well. Like, one thing that I'd done before, was drop one of my freestyles early on TikTok. Sorry, not on TikTok, on Discord, and then post it on TikTok afterwards. And just like little stuff like that, just to really build like a core fan base and a core community, which we can obviously like provide value to as well. So that's definitely what we're looking to do. And then moving forward as well, like more gaming stuff, like competitions, like rap battles, beat battles, all these sorts of things. So yeah, we're really looking to build that up.
So there's more to come then. There's more to come. I might have to tap
Sure.
into this Discord server, you know?
Yeah, man, I'll send you the link in it, bro.
My G. All right. Respect for coming on today, brother. It's Unity Radio, the real sound of the city. DJ Basha, a Jet to F. Thank you very much once again, G. Stay locked in. It's Unity Radio, the real sound of the city.